Okay. Right now it's 10:34 a.m. on September 4th. Yeah. Um yeah, I slept from 3:15 to 10:15. But I woke up at 9 because my roommate, one of them, was blasting music at fucking 9 a.m. But thank God the music's over. So yeah, I broke the curse, kinda. I went to bed earlier than 3:50, which is great. Um, oh, my hair is weird. I'm like wearing a helmet right now. Oof. But yeah. And then at 10:15 I went back to bed for a little more. Um, but yeah, I plan to go to bed at 2 a.m., but I still went to bed after 3, but it's an improvement. Um, but yeah, so there's that. I also forgot to mention that yesterday my cousin had a seizure in Seattle out of nowhere, and she went to the hospital on an ambulance because he hit his head. And also, I was checking my texts, and I found out that apparently Katie, as in Katie, the Korean American girl, actually texted me asking me to do set dressing help for this Saturday, which is a bit tricky because this Saturday I originally planned to help out with the HKOS Film Festival. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I kind of don't want to go to the HKOS Film Festival though, not gonna lie. Um yeah. So yeah, today is gonna be a long day. I got motion picture script analysis. The PD of Starman, Jordan, she wants to have a meeting between 4 and 5 p.m., which is crazy because my motion picture script analysis class goes until 5. So I'm gonna try to leave class early, maybe 15 minutes early, um, and see how it goes, you know. Because we'll be watching Back to the Future, and, who cares about that movie? And then afterwards I will have the PD class, which yeah, makes me realize that I actually have a homework. I have an assignment that I need to do. Um, yeah, about Jiren, I hate thinking about her now. I feel like I've entered a stage where it starts to hurt. Um, but the thing is, like, Jiren has no reason to suddenly dislike me. I'm sure she's just busy. I watched a video last night, and it's very stupid, but it's actually a good video, and it's like 5 steps to be more charismatic. And when I saw the video, like before I watched it, I was like, that's stupid. But I watched it, and I'm like, the guy has a point, and it's stuff like be alive, engage in conversation, make someone talk about themselves, and something like that. And I'm like, yeah, those are valid points. And it's not like I'm the opposite of that, you know. I tried to do that too already before I watched the video. But yeah, it is tough. And I also looked at therapy, and it's kind of a. I tried to look for SCA therapy because I feel like my problems are very SCA related, and turns out there aren't a lot of available appointments. Turns out it's like I could do one next Monday at 9 a.m., but it's like I don't want to wake up at 8. you know. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'll book an appointment. And apparently, if I don't show up to an appointment, I have to pay $20 as like a punishment fee. Uh, so yeah, we'll see. But I think I will book an appointment for my therapy. And if I do, it'll happen like next week or 2 weeks later. So I'll have to survive 2 more weeks, anyways. God damn. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in normal circumstances, like, I don't know why I'm feeling melancholic. I feel like in the stuff that's happening to me right now, being in classes and like having multiple projects planned, it's like good. It's supposed to be a good thing. But yeah, well, to be fair, I lost my job. I think I'm gonna just give up. I don't think I'm having a job this semester. And it's unlikely that I'll have one next semester, but I'll try my best anyways. Um yeah. Yeah. Um but yeah, I think it's unlikely. I think the chances are kind of low. Um but yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I mean, it's not like I'll never see Jiren again. I know I'm being dramatic. I'll be seeing her on set for Starman. And again, it's a timing thing. So even though like I may or may not be able to see her this Sunday, um I think yeah, I think even on the Sunday, it's still not going to be like clear. Also, the white guy she was talking to last night is actually Octavian, the director of Starman, and not one of the white guys that, Owen and Chris, that he keeps hanging out with. But it's still one of the white guys. So yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I'm still gonna try to fight this. Okay, it's 2:04 a.m. in the morning. Um, yeah, I'm probably gonna go to bed real soon. I plan to watch The Virgin Suicides 2 days ago. I couldn't watch it 2 days ago. Couldn't watch it last night. Couldn't watch it tonight. Great. But yeah, let's talk about today. So, today is another day of pain and anguish. I don't know why, but this melancholia continues. I really can't help it. I must admit, it got a little better in the last 2 hours because, it's a spoiler, so I'm not going to spoil what happened. But most of today was quite painful for me. I don't really know why. I think right off the bat in the morning, I already felt kind of a sense of dread. And right off the bat this morning, I booked a therapy session. I finally fucking did it. The thing is, um, last night I didn't book because I thought that maybe getting therapy in USC is dumb or like not useful. I'm just wasting time because they're not really professional therapists, even though they probably are professional, but of not of great quality. But yeah, I've been doing some thinking, and I realize it's really subjective whether therapy works or not. It's not like you can rate a therapist from 0 to 10 And, I looked at Reddit last night about USC therapy, and some people were saying, yeah, the best bet is like finding outside therapists. Finding therapists outside, they're better quality, and, you have to pay, but it's probably covered by insurance. But the thing is, maybe it's very subjective because I think the whole point, like the reason why I want to do this is because I want someone to listen and someone whom I can trauma dump without any, without bringing someone down, like a professional listener. And honestly, any therapist would do, honestly. And yeah, any therapist would do. Any therapist would work. And I don't know. How would I know if it sucks or not if I hadn't tried it, So at the end, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna actually book a time. So I booked September 15th, 2:30 p.m., which is 11 days from now. And it's kind of shocking because I still have to survive 11 days of this pain. It feels like I can't get out of it. But yeah. Yeah. But it's good. So hopefully we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, I did not have enough time to eat lunch. I spent a whole hour today. After I woke up, I just spent an hour doom scrolling. I realized that I do this whenever I'm sad, is that I just look at Instagram and just scroll and scroll and let myself be distracted. And, because that's the best way to pass the time. I don't want to be focused doing anything else. But then I'm like, oh shit, So I had a small bowl of cereal. I had some Trader Joe's lasagna, which it tasted good the first time I had it in my life, but I want to fucking throw up. I almost threw up. I actually gagged, and I couldn't finish it because of time. So I immediately packed up and I went over and I went to SCA, and I took a look, and Giant's not there, and I hate that I'm going back to sort of March, February, where I would just walk around SCA and try to see if Giant's there, but usually not. So I went to the third floor and I continued to do my PD class homework, and then and then I went to the Norse Theater to do a script writing class, and I didn't sit with anyone. I didn't see Jacob, but I did see Sijira from afar. I did see Alex Lee sitting at the very front, but I just sat there with a notebook and I just listened to class. And then we watched the entire Back to the Future, which I thought was just okay. And the plan is I leave class about 20 minutes earlier so that I could go over to SCA Courtyard and talk to the art department for Starman. And the thing is, I'm sorry, I just have a lot of thoughts, man. Just speaking of Starman and Giant, and oh my god. Yeah. So the thing is, I thought I would have to leave during the screening, but thankfully we finished seeing the film, and plus a little lecture, and we were able to leave the class fast. So after class finishes, I immediately went out, walked over to SCA, and just met up, and I saw Tiger there. I said hi, and then right beside Tiger is the PD team, and I couldn't really recognize them because I don't really know them. Maddie isn't there. Maddie's someone I know. I hope I see her on set more because she's like, out of the entire art department, she's the closest one I know. There's also Sydney White, which I've seen before, and also Jordan Godburn, whom I've had a conversation over Zoom. And it's just 3 girls, 2 white girls, 1 black girl, and me. And we were just sitting down, and I was looking at her Jordan's sort of like sketches. So it's like, okay, cool. And then we talked a little bit, and then that's it. This other white girl, her name's Kira, and I say this in the most objective sense. She is really gorgeous. And I say this objectively because she's not my type, but her face, she looks like a model. And I'm just like, whoa, damn, her skin is pale, pearly white. I'm like, oh my god. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, it's tough because I'm going through this sad episode, and so I'm trying my best to like smile and have energy, but every time I do it, it takes a lot of effort. And so I'm like, oh, can I take a look at the sketches? Oh yeah, I had this idea with the phone, but like I just cannot do it. So anyways, after that little meeting, it was 5 p.m. and I had a 2 hour gap, so I went back to SCA and I did my work. But I also ran into Yu Chen and Anna Iwasawa, and I talked to them both a little bit. It's funny because I think it's the third time I've ran into Anna Iwasawa. Like I saw her twice yesterday, but I finally talked to her. It's funny, I saw her twice in Cannes and did not speak to her at all. So you'd think that me running into Jiayun 3 times and not speaking to her in SCA is crazy. But sometimes I just run into someone I know in France and I don't even speak to them 3 times. But yeah, I got to speak with them a little bit. And then I went upstairs and finished my homework. And then I like this little 2 hour gap. It feels like a waste of time, but honestly, I need this gap. And then I walked over to Northern Cafe and I ate dinner alone. Just some beef noodles and a pineapple lemonade. It's nice. Yeah. I realize I'm really experiencing a huge calorie deficit because I'm not eating a lot of snacks these days, even though I just had ice cream. But like, I went to my Google spreadsheet and I realized, wow, I'm really going on this huge calorie deficit. So it's crazy. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna skip the virgin suicides. I don't really have time. And I want to sleep early, but yeah. So yeah, I went to Northern Cafe and I DM'd Daniel Pan about Left-Handed Girl because it's a Taiwanese film and he's Taiwanese. And then we exchanged letterbox. It's good. It's weird because I feel like we could be good friends, but I also feel that we are like rivals in some ways. If I'm planning to submit a 480, he's a rival now. But like what I like though is that like in terms of submitting script for 480s, I'm basically an underdog because I'm in cams and I think I'm just like a huge underdog. And there's something cool about that. There's something like David versus Goliath about it that I like. But yeah, I'm gonna actually try. Um, yeah, and then yeah, again throughout the whole day I just can't stop thinking about Jiayun because like Jiayun literally only said one thing to me yesterday, and it's what? That's all she said, like in text. And then I said, well, it's nice to see you for a brief 2 seconds, twice. And then she did not respond. So my head canon is that she saw me saying, "Oh, I'm happy to see you," and she's like, "Oh, this guy's fucking corny," and just did not reply to me at all. And I know that's not true. Yeah, Jiayun's just busy, but then I keep going back and forth. Like, okay, Jiayun thinks I'm not that cool, and Jiayun just thinks I'm annoying or has moved on, or oh no, she's just busy. She'll respond. And at some point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play the long game. I'm gonna not I'm not gonna text her at all, and see how long I have to wait until she texts me back. And then I realized that's fucking stupid. Didn't I do that shit with Leslie 2 years ago? Where it's like, oh, Leslie's not talking to me, so I'm just gonna wait and see when she's gonna get back. You wanna play the game? But then it's like petty. It's like, the thing is, she hasn't done anything that wronged me. I haven't really done anything that wronged her. And so she has no reason to dislike me. So there's no reason for this like petty, ooh, let's see, like, no. She's probably just busy, and turns out she's just busy. But yeah, and then went to production design class, and even though I and Christian are not on like the best terms, I feel like it's still a relief to see him. He didn't show up today, and I don't know why. I don't. He didn't tell me he dropped the class or anything. Tiger's not there because Tiger dropped it, and then I thought Sydney would be in the class, and Sydney White is not. I mean, to be fair, during the PD meeting, Sydney told me she might switch it with a different class because she doesn't like a class that goes until 10 p.m. But like, damn, so literally no one except for Minna, the Filipina girl, Filipina Pinay. And I also talked with Evan Lin a little bit and talked about launch order. And apparently he's first ACing for the other 480, which is called page 142 of my diary. It's so funny. I think the good thing is we're almost on equal footing here. He's first ACing for 480. I'm set dressing for a 480, which means, despite the fact that he's in production and I'm in cams, we're kind of on equal footing, and I kind of like that, actually. I fought so hard. Andrew Wu's a grip on Nuns with Guns, and he's also interested in, like, production, and he's getting that simply because his twin brother Brandon is a key grip. So I think, and aside from me and Andrew, I really don't know, and Maisie of course, but like I don't know a lot of other people who are actually like actively trying to to be in production. So yeah. But yeah, the entire class I just didn't really speak up. I was just not in the mood. At some point the professor played a bunch of clips and I fell asleep. And it's just too much. At the end, the professor played a little game where he took out a bunch of pens from a Ziploc bag. And like crayons, pencils, just fountain pens. And he asked us to tell a story based on these pens. And people were like, oh, this pen belongs to a troll who lives inside a tree, and it's a big fat wooden pen. Oh, this pen belongs to a writer who is going after a deadline. I picked up a piece of crayon and I said, this belongs to a middle-aged man who has a happy childhood, but the rest of his life is terrible, and the only way he can find peace is to use his crayon at night. And my story is like depressing, and it's like a full package, and I'm like, damn, after I said all that, I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said all that, because I'm clearly not in a good mood. And everything I think about is just, like, depressing. So, yeah, I left, and then I took a lift back home, and I doom scrolled for another hour, which is bad, and I just feel really sour. Again, I don't know why. I don't know how I managed to survive all these past semesters, and I don't know how am I going to survive this semester. I just feel really, really messy and bad about myself. But I think there are a couple of things. Okay, first of all, Giant randomly texted me back at around 11 p.m., which is a huge relief. And I think it really sucks. I don't know how she thinks of me, and maybe the way she thinks of me will change after Starman, during Starman, which is why I emphasize the timing game, right? But I think my headcanon right now is that I like her more than she likes me, like way more, and I think that puts me at a disadvantage. But I think I watched a couple of videos, and I think I just, from what Nathan said to me the other day, and, from someone else, Jiren's super accomplished and talented, but the idea that I have to match her level of talent and accomplishment in order to have a relationship with her is obviously stupid. And I think this comes from kind of a childish place because I've never had a real relationship before, obviously. But the most important thing is you do you. Yeah, I think Tova also mentioned this, is that, you do your own thing. And yeah, it may sound stupid because USC is such a competitive school, and maybe Giant disagrees as well. Giant thinks, but if I'm comfortable with what I have and what I'm doing, I think that's fine. If Giant sees that I'm comfortable with what I have, I think that's something that she might appreciate as well. The other thing is, I saw this YouTube video by this black woman, and everything she said is like a smack in the face, a hard truth. You don't want love, you just want validation. And it's performative. And that's so true, even in this case, which is scary because I do want love, but I think right now, despite being nearly 23, in 2 days, holy shit. Despite being nearly 23, I still don't realize that, or like I've never really grasped the idea that I want a happy, steady relationship. The woman said, you want this love because you're actually secretly yearning for chaos. You like unpredictability because you like to tame the unpredictability. You see distance as mysterious. You see her not texting you back as romantic tension, which is so goofy, by the way, because she didn't text me back for about 2 days, 1.5 days, and yeah, it's like, I don't find it romantic though. I just find it anxious, but then at the same time, I know I shouldn't be anxious. So I guess my response to this video would be that she's right, and I guess right now, as I am trying to approach Jiren, as much as I love how chaotic she is and how messed up she can be, I think it's part of the charm. I do want to approach it in a more mature, respectable way. I am trying to combat unpredictability, even though I love it, but I also hate it because it's making me anxious, and I'm too old for this shit. But also, I think more importantly, I think if I can combat unpredictability, then we can have trust, and I think that's the most important thing, is that she trusts me and I trust her. Which is why I really want to see her in person. And seeing her in person is scary. It got really awkward last time, but it was good, awkward in a good way. But I think if it's not scary, then it's not worth it. It's part of the challenge. But yeah, anyways, Giant texted me and she said some nice things. She's like, oh, well, I'm happy to see you too, twice. And I talked to her about 290. I want to ask her about her, I asked her about 290, and she talked about her wallet exercise, and her idea for the wallet exercise is that a girl, during a date, the other girl died. So the girl is in love with another girl. The other girl died, so the girl picked up a wallet and found a flower in it and wanted to take it, but ended up burying it. And obviously it's a very grandiose, beautiful story, which, again, I'm impressed with. It's not something I would make, but it's very in line with Jiren. And my wallet exercise is about a guy and a girl, tricking each other. And that's very in line with my storytelling, because in my world, no one trusts each other. But again, it almost gives off, I talked to John about my 290, and Jiren almost dismisses it. She doesn't seem like she's that interested in my 290s. But then again, it's I need to be bigger than that. I need to show her that I'm not trying to compete with her. I'm not trying to be just as accomplished as her. I have my own thing. I'm comfortable with it. But yeah, and then I also told her I dreamed about her with Sean Baker in it, and I told her I like telling people that I dreamed about them. And she's like, that's a little crazy. And I'm like, well, that's because I'm a little crazy. Just kidding. And she's like, well, you are. And I find it kind of nice. She also called herself a demon. Again, I know it's like in jest, but like talking about 290, she says she's gonna try super hard, and only Sunny and her are gonna try this hard. Like her friend Sunny, whom she has a platonic crush on. So yeah. And then yeah. And then I think, yeah, and then I told her, we should meet in person this Sunday. Let me know. Rather direct, but hopefully she doesn't shy away from that. Because why would she? But yeah, that's it. Tomorrow I have an art class. Hopefully I'm not as sad tomorrow. But yeah, I have an art class, and then the rest of the day I'll be at home. And that's a good thing, because I need to be at home. I spend a lot of time outside, and it hurts, sometimes. Okay, time now is 9:57 a.m. So yeah, I slept from 3:30 a.m. to 9:55. Yeah. Again, I wish I could go to bed earlier, which I'm gonna try tonight, I guess. Yeah. So today I'm waking up early because of the art class, which I'm honestly a little bit nervous about because everyone's probably better than me, but we'll see. I'll try my best. Last night I also bought a bunch of shit on Amazon. Sunglasses, a file organizer, and a sketchbook for the art class. And also Wii, because I need food. Yeah, I guess that's it. I hope I feel better today. I hope I don't feel just sad. I am like miserable. And that's not good. I hope Jiren actually does commit and hang out with me on Sunday. I hope that happens. I don't know, man. The way she talks about the other people, the way she praises the people around her, it's like, sometimes I'm just like, I hope she thinks about me the same way. I hope she likes my short films, and, I hope I'm talented according to her. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have the rest of the afternoon and nighttime to myself, which is good. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Can't believe I'm turning 23 in like 2 days. It's kind of fucked up. Technically tomorrow. I don't even remember what I did last birthday, last year. I think I don't really remember what I did. Yeah. But I hope I'm happy on Sunday. I hope I'm not sad. Okay, shoot, I have no storage left on my phone. Um, okay, I'll try to be fast. Right now it's 9:19 p.m. and today I feel slightly better. Whoa! Whoa! The birthday effect. I think subconsciously I know, like, it feels like I'm turning 23, so I just feel slightly better, I guess. Um, like I have to. I don't want to be sad on my birthday. But yeah, I I woke up, went to art class, went to SCA, sat down, and I brought some objects with me because I had to do the still life assignment where I take a bunch of reference photos and I draw some thumbnails. And thumbnails are actually simple sketches. Didn't know that until my cousin told me a while back. But oh my god, not again. But yeah, I did that really fast, and then I walked over to Roski. I arrived in class, arrived on time, and then class started. And even though I was nervous with the class, as it turns out, it's actually rather chill. The professor is actually really nice, even though it seemed like she wasn't nice the first time I met her. But yeah, the professor's nice, and as expected, a lot of people there are really talented. A lot of people there can draw pretty well, better than me. There are a couple of people who draw worse than me, but just a couple. But it's so interesting because there are so many weird people, and I don't want to use weird because it's like a derogatory term. I want to say interesting people. There's this Chinese girl who I think has, like, I think she's slightly mentally disabled, which sounds really rude. I think she has what Walter White's son has. Um, but like she talks really loud and she's like not aware that she's not loud. Like she jokes around and she eats food and she has a toy dog. And she overshares and but like she's like on the verge because she actually draws really well. Maybe even the best drawer in the class, maybe the best artist in the class. And you know, she can draw. But damn, she's just like laughing and like she's in special needs. And then there's this guy next to me, this white guy, and he keeps drinking ice and he keeps chewing on ice throughout the entire class. And he keeps again, like I can tell he's probably neurodivergent, but he's kind of awkward and he every time he speaks he stumbles on his words. And when it's his turn to present his photos and sketches, he's like, I'm not an artist, I'm in screenwriting major. Ooh. And I'm sorry if it's ugly, blah 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 blah. And he keeps apologizing for not being a good artist. And the professor's like, no, we're all artists, we're all learning. At some point, someone beside me presented her sketch, and because we have to show three thumbnails, so she's like, oh, I like all three. And then the guy next to me was like, have you tried flipping a three-sided coin? And no one laughed. But I was low-key enjoying it. Also, the Chinese girl, like, someone in the class drew a water bottle and talked about how much he loves his water bottle and how he's been keeping it since 8th grade. And then the Chinese girl was like, if you love it so much, why don't you marry it? And no one laughed. But I was really amused by it because it's so out of nowhere. So it was truly awkward. And again, there are some characters in that class, but this gives me a good idea like what we're dealing with in Roski. It's like even crazier than SCA. So I kind of enjoyed it. So I kind of had fun, and the whole class, the whole 3 hours, is just us presenting photos and sketches. And then I left, and as I walked to the bus stop, two Mormons approached me. And because I was kind of in a, I wouldn't say good, but I'm in a witty mood, I was like one of them was like, it's a white guy and an Asian guy. The white guy, or one of them was like, oh, nice shirt. Where did you get it? I was like, Anime Expo. And I was, the whole conversation, I was holding in my laughter. But like, I really love these moments where like I talk to strangers and I can lose it all. I can tell them I killed my sister and they would believe it. But yeah, they started talking to me. They asked me where I'm from. They asked me how I'm liking it. They asked me if I have a religious background, and I really want to laugh because I used to be Christian. My whole family's Christian, and now I'm not. And I study religion instead, which is the crazy. I'm like the last person they should talk to about this because I would own them. But yeah, I laughed, and so one of them tried to get my phone number, and I'm like, nah, I'm busy. And then they tried to give me a Bible, and I thought they were just regular Christians. They gave me the Bible, and it literally says Book of Mormon, which is hilarious because that's the name of the play. And I looked at their name tags, and it says Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I'm like, oh, that's why. And then I just told him to watch Evangelion, and I left. And Giant texted me, so good to know she existed. And she told me that she got the job at Film Nation Entertainment. Of course, she is a fucking monster. If she wants a job, she'll just get it. Every time she applies to literally anything, she just waves her, no, not even magic wand, her face. She just has the perfect face and her voice. She just seduces the people, and everyone wants to work with her because she's just like, she just has this magical attracting ability, I guess. So of course she got the internship that she wanted, and it's starting next week. So she got the job she wanted. She applied to a job, she got it. She applied to an internship, she got it. She pitched a film. I bet she's getting it because she is a relentless fucking monster. Um, she's crazier than Ariel. To be fair, I haven't heard from Ariel for a while, but she's even crazier than Ariel. So I was just like, congrats. And again, it shouldn't be a dick showing competition because obviously Giant has a big juicy dick right now. But yeah. But we had a talk and whatever. And yeah, last night I tried to push a little further. I was like, let me know we can meet on Sunday because every time we see each other, we either don't talk or we text. And she's like, yeah, I'd love to, exclamation mark. But again, like, statements like this, I wonder how genuine they are. I don't know why, but I still don't completely trust her, and I think that's bad. Again, it's a timing thing. I think the most important thing for us is to trust each other first. So that it's so crazy. Like, I think my strategy with Leslie was I'm gonna tell her I'm in love with someone and not tell her who it is so that she would realize that it's me by the time I confess, so that it wouldn't be that bad of a shock. That's a terrible strategy. This time around, there's something called trust and bonding. So at some point I'll probably let her know, but by then she'll trust me enough and I'll trust her enough so that she won't be like, ew. It would be like, I don't know what it would be like. But it wouldn't be like, ew, I think when a girl reacts like, ew, then it means she doesn't even know you or like you that well. And it's not even a matter of romanticism. It's more of just like a trust issue. If she really trusts me, she can respectfully say no, but she'll say no in the most respectful way she can. And I think that's like the worst possible case, as long as we trust each other. right? Which is a good worst case. Like, if I can convince her not to stab me, I think that's good enough. But yeah, I spent a lot of time not doing anything. I had some noodles for lunch, which is nice, and then now I'm gonna go cook dinner, and I just fell asleep on my own chair because why not? Um, and yeah, so I'm probably not gonna help Katie tomorrow with her 310 as much as I want to, because I don't want to wake up early. I'm tired. But B, Katie's not responded to my response to her text, unfortunately. Um, so yeah, unfortunately this weekend, both Katie and Colin are shooting their 310s, and I won't be there. But I'll probably be there on the first 310 screening out of pure curiosity. But yeah, the whole day I'm just like thinking to myself, you know, even though I don't want to have a dick measuring contest with Jayun, I do want to go all out. With or without Jayun, I want to go all out for my last year, and I'm thinking of submitting scripts to every festival within and outside of USC. Maybe I'll do a short film. I'll direct something before the year ends. Another impressive addendum. And Smooth Operator, which I'm still processing the video for, because of the color issue of the colored video. I'm gonna try to make something out of it. I'm gonna try to make it like a chaotic short film. Like I want I want a lot of people to see it. I want it to go viral, and I want people to be scared of me. You know. But yeah, I just want to go all out, and I hope I get some jobs. I hope I get some internships, some good jobs, and be on a similar playing field with Jayun, even though, again, she's already more accomplished than me, despite being 3 years younger than me. But, you know, I'm doing it for fun. I'm not that serious about it. So I think that's what I need to emphasize. Because without success, I'm still gonna live. Or at least I try to. Even though right now it feels like without success I will die, I must always be okay, you know? Yeah. Okay, time now is 11:15 a.m. on September 6th. Yeah, in a few hours I'm gonna be officially 23 years old. Fuck me. But yeah. I slept from 4 a.m. to 11. I actually woke up naturally at 10:45. Um, um, and yeah, definitely sleep deprivation streak going strong. It's good that like I'm not sleeping 3 to 4 hours. I'm like it's like 5 to 7, but it's still not great, you know. But I'm excited for tomorrow because I'll be sleeping all day tomorrow because it's my birthday. I have acne now because it probably came from the stress of the last 2 weeks. But yeah, I have acne now, so that's great. So last night I talked with Jayun a bit more, and she seemed really friendly and close to me again suddenly. We talked a little bit more, and she told me that at some point at like 9 p.m. ish, she was gonna text me and tell me to come over to her place at Century. Um, which is crazy. Um, but at the end she didn't, because she decided to hang out with that girl Sundiata again. But she almost did. She told me to. She wanted me to go over there because all her roommates are gone magically. So it felt good uh, that I was thought of, I guess. Yeah. And then she talked about her 290 and how she's gonna try super duper hard. And she said something. She said, Sundiata said something to me, and I think you'll agree. Um, if you pay money for this tuition, why don't you try your very, very hardest? And again, I feel like that's like her fucking ethos of her life right now. Everything she's doing, like applying for internships, jobs, writing scripts, pitching, everything is just her trying her extreme best. And I was like, yeah, I agree, but don't try yourself to death. Remember, filmmaking is fun. It's supposed to be fun. And she's like, yeah, don't worry. But Giant is so fucking scary. When she tries and she smiles, she smirks as if she's gonna be doing something crazy. She's so scary, because she's talented and she's also social. And if you're both talented and social, you're unstoppable in this industry. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah, that's the interesting bit. Uh, and yeah, I finally finished watching a film last night, The Virgin Suicides. But after I finished watching it, it was 3:15 already. And today I'm going to help the HKOS. Oh, another thing was Jonathan sent me a TikTok, which I can't even watch because I don't have TikTok. But um, my hands are sweaty. But it's uh, it's a TikTok by Nobi, who I don't know personally, but I've seen a few times. But the interesting thing is, it's a TikTok about like the thumbnail of the TikTok, I guess, is the Pelican case that USC gives people, and on top it says CTPR 310 Nobi Katie Val, and I'm like, oh, it's Katie's trio. And I'm like, I know Katie, she's famous and shit. So it's crazy. I didn't know Nobi was a TikToker. And it's kind of a swag moment where Jonathan sends something to me, and I'm like, yeah, I know those people. In fact, I was gonna help them, but unfortunately, that's not happening because that's happening today. That's happening right now. 310 is happening right fucking now. Um, but yeah, I think I'm chilling. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, just trying my best. I think I will be happier in the next few days. Only because Giant texted me, and I hate that my happiness kind of depends on her now, and that's a bad sign. I know it's like counterintuitive. Like part of the reason why I want to get close to her is because she makes me happy, but that's also not good because I should be happy with or without her, right? But I'm still looking forward to therapy. I think it's gonna help. Um, but yeah, hopefully I get to see Giant tomorrow night, despite all the freaking acne that I'm having right now. I hope I get to see her and we could have a nice talk. And again, no need to be super You know, unless she's forward with me, which I highly doubt, but I don't want to be too forward with her because it's a timing thing. Because, you know, we still have Starman. But, if I get to have dinner with her tomorrow, that's already the best birthday gift I can have. Uh, as far as, America goes. Yeah.
If no one took my class, I really don't know whether that. I only started last year. Okay, I started.
Okay, boys, it's 1:06 on September 7th a.m. I look like shit. I have acne here, acne down here, north and south, like a fucking compass. But I'm also 23 officially at around, I think at around 2 p.m. today. I have officially revolved around the sun for 23 times. Fuck me. Um, yeah, so today I'm feeling better. And low key, I think not going to Katie's set is a good choice because being able to get out of the USC area and just, you know, take a breather is, I think, a good way to sort of recollect myself. So I feel better now, actually. I don't feel as depressed. So I think that's kind of good. This morning I was gonna like film a review and everything, but shortly after I woke up, I had some 1,000 layer cake from my grandma, and then I saw a text in the HKOS group chat because last night I was like, "Can anyone drive me?" And someone was like, "Yeah, do you want to join me and Nathan for lunch?" And I'm like, sure." So I immediately went out at around 12:30. I was picked up, and then we went to Koreatown to pick up Nathan, and so it's S and Nathan and me, and then we went all the way to Gardena, and we had pho. Nathan was gonna take us to Northern Cafe, but I had Northern Cafe 2 days ago, so we didn't go. We went to eat pho. We ate super fast because we were almost late, and then we headed over to Cal State Dominguez Hills. Same theater, been there 3 times already. It was 2:22 p.m. Screening starts at 2:30. I picked up the microphone, and at that point, because I was a host and moderator for the Q&A today, but I was not prepared at all because I didn't really see the films. The short films, I only like skimmed through them, so I'm not prepared at all. But I was still able to like be a good host for some reason. It was like a performance, you know. And there were like 12 people in the audience, 10 to 12, and so it wasn't really a huge pressure for me to like talk. So I think I did fine. And yeah, I introduced the films, and then we watched them all back to back to back. 5 films, a short film called Anemoia, and the director is actually here. And it's this Hong Konger guy, but he's like Hong Kong international student, so he speaks English, and he's probably in his 30s. But the film is not good. It's like one of those crappy, like US. It's like a 310 basically, for lack of a better term. But I was able to come up with like interesting questions about the color scheme and the purpose of the film. And then the next film is Stories of Pangjai, which is a 15-minute long film about like Shum Shui Po, and it's boring as shit. I got no questions to ask during the Q&A. And then it's Game Rule, which I've seen before, which I liked a lot. Still good, still holds up. Then it is a 5-minute intermission. Then we have my mom and her, my happy mom and her Chinese opera, which is a 4-minute. It's 8 minutes long. 8-minute short film about the director's mom and how much she likes Chinese opera or Cantonese opera. Again, very boring film. I learned nothing. And then after that, it's a documentary called Something About Us by Rinsha, which I didn't like at first. I thought it's silly, but then the more I watched, the more I was invested in it, and at the end, I actually kind of like it. It's like this weird, fucked up family vlog. Um, and there's a really awkward, like, meal scene, which is totally unscripted. But yeah, and then I did a Q&A at the end with 4 out of the 5 directors. Rin Sha wasn't there, of course, because he's weird. And I was able to ask questions pretty well for some reason. And then I opened up to the audience, and there's this UCLA professor speaks Cantonese, and she dominated the Q&A. And she didn't even ask a question. She just talked about herself and her relationship to Chinese opera for like at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. And it's hilarious how much she talks. And then a couple other questions, and that's it. And I got to talk with some people, and the director of Animoya was like, turns out he just graduated like a couple months ago, like a few months ago. He just graduated grad school from LMU film. So that's hilarious. But yeah, we shook hands, we talked, and he was like, wow, you were a good host. And I'm like, nah, this is like my first time. But I think it's good. I think it helps that I'm doing more of these things because I like doing these things, you know. Yeah, legit, I should work more in the film festival field. You know, now that I've done HKOS and Cannes, and I volunteered in Asian World Film Festival, I feel like I got some stakes in the film festival business. You know. But yeah, afterwards, I just left. S drove me, Nathan, CY, home, and then that's it. I arrived home, and it was like 7 something p.m. and then I had a Discord call with Michelle, whom I haven't talked to since late June, before Rush, I believe, which is crazy. So much has happened. And she told me about her insane roommate situation, because her roommate is this Filipino American girl, Bea, whom I've seen a couple times, once on set. And Bea and her boyfriend, it's her boyfriend, but she wouldn't admit it, broke up. And apparently before they broke up, Bea, her boyfriend, whose name is Ryan, Bea, Ryan, and another girl had a threesome, and Bea and Ryan broke up, and then Ryan went to the other girl, even though that girl's supposed to be Bea's best friend. And so it's this crazy love triangle battle, and Bea was like breaking down, crying every day. She smashed her fist into a table, and she's like begging Michelle for help, asking Michelle for advice. And you know, that's weak, man. You know, if you're evil, at least be strong about it. You know, because she was incredibly manipulative to her boyfriend, which she wouldn't admit is a boyfriend, but is her boyfriend, was. And it's just like, she's such a mess. She's like crying, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. But like, you're evil. Like, own up to it, you know? You ruined someone's feelings, and now that someone is taking revenge on you with your best friend, whom you hooked up for a threesome. I don't even know threesomes exist in real life, you know? I know they do, but I refuse to know. Anyways, and then I told Michelle about Jayun, sort of updated her. I don't know why, but like, I somehow gave the impression that I had sex. And Michelle was like, okay, tell me, did you have sex before, like, sometime in the last few weeks? And I'm just laughing, and that made it more suspicious. But in fact, I haven't. I'm still a virgin. I'm a 23-year-old virgin. Fantabulous. I love it, by the way. Love it. Yeah, you know. But I don't know. Hopefully things change. But I gotta get rid of my sadness first. I don't want to say depression because I'm not really diagnosed with depression. I gotta get rid of my psychological, you know, I think I'm disabled psychologically, and that prohibits me from functioning like a normal human being, you know, having normal relationships, having a healthy lifestyle, you know, being able to create art freely, all these things. I think I'm struggling. But I'm in a pretty good mood now because Jiren's talking to me, and Jiren was talking to me about, there she goes. Yeah, she just did her 290 wallet exercise, and she tried her extreme best. Lots of fancy camera shots, color grading. It's a fucking wallet exercise. You don't need to color grade anything. So yeah, I don't know. Again, with Jiren is, there's, again, like the 4 cases I mentioned the other day. Again, case 1, she's already secretly dating a dude, or a girl. Case 2 is she's in love with someone. Both 1 and 2 will put me to an end. 3 is she doesn't know. That's neutral. 4 is like she's slightly into me, and I think that's like the best case scenario. I mean, best case is that she's really into me, but I don't think that's possible. But yeah, we'll see. I might be able to see her tomorrow, but if I see her tomorrow, I don't want to be looking like this, but I have no choice. Yeah. And, I think that's pretty much it. But with Jiren, I like to take it slow and steady. I want to build trust. I don't want to play no mind games like Leslie. Leslie was like playing chess, Talking to Leslie was like playing chess, and, it's spicy and fun, but it's only spicy and fun if you're in your late teens, I think I'm too old for that shit. Jiren told me I'm ancient, so I guess I am ancient right now. But yeah, that's basically it. So tomorrow I won't be doing anything. I'll be sleeping all day. Maybe Trader Joe's. Hopefully see Jiren. Not too sure. But I'll be having a good day. Not going anywhere. Just sleeping, relaxing, watching some good cinema. Yippee-ki-yay.